And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say.
Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to Koi Plays Tarot. My name is Koi. I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. What we're looking at right now in this set of reads is your one-to-one for the month of September. One-to-ones examine a direct relational dynamic between point A and point B, you and another. Two main things I got to say about this. First, these are not inherently love readings, right? I know a lot of times when we get dynamics like this, they oftentimes just get labeled as love readings. But the thing I kind of hesitate sometimes on saying that is that it may not always be lovely, right? We talk about all dynamics, not just the butterflies and the feel-good stuff. The second thing is, even if it's a direct relational dynamic, it doesn't have to be a lover, right? In a one-to-one, it could be your friends, family, co-worker, somebody you just met, right? It just examines what that relationship entails. So as a preamble to the reads, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, I know that, the read can get difficult. What do we come to the read for? Right, that's, I guess, the bigger question I would have for you. Because as your tarot card reader, I would never purposely try to misguide you or read something that I don't see. That is not what I do. So please, if you would like, follow along with me today in your one-to-one read, Aquarius, and let's see what the cards say. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, between Aquarius and their person in a one-to-one read. What is it that you need us to see for Aquarius and their person in a one-to-one read? You're going to be on this side, they're going to be on this one. For you, Page of Cups. Okay, I like that. A base level happiness. At least there's a little bit, a little bit of smile coming across your face, right? We're trying to balance out what this emotion of just trying to maintain and hold on to a good vibe, what does it actually mean. On their side, Five of Cups. Okay, well, we're trying to find meaning in a painful dynamic held between you and another. Got it. On your side, the upside to anger, that there must be something good to come out of this. On their side, pain, sorrow, and regret. We're starting off opening that there is a dynamic rift where you're trying to see the better of an outcome, that kind of sharp contrasting or at least still rifting your dynamic from what was between you and this person. On their side, pain and sorrow. Well, we're going to examine. Don't worry about it. So let's go to your fronts and backs, right? Fronts and backs in your one-to-one reads. Imagine now that we have two people on the board, we have one person facing the other in the front. Well, these are the things that we show each other directly. Behind us, these are the things that are not immediately said or revealed. Show us the cards that we need to see, please. And Aquarius is one-to-one read. What are the fronts and backs? Because again, the fact that there's somebody holding on to that level of pain and you're just trying to see the upside of it, I'm very interested in how it got to that point, right? Yeah. So on your side, Nine of Cups, the fulfillment of self, my own wish, my own wants, my own desires. Towards them, the King of Wands. Again, this is the best decision or outcome that I have judged. I want the best for both of us in whatever this involvement is. What does that tangibly look like now? On their side, Death, the card of Scorpio. In what way? Nine of Pentacles, the notion of being set free. So the Nine of Pentacles represents having the keys to our own garden, right? And knowing that is a notion of separation and autonomy. If it came up in like a career read, I'll probably say something like, oh, the Nine of Pentacles representing we're embarking on our own path of fulfillment. Here, because it's located next to Death and the Five of Cups, I'm getting the strong... It's just very eerie feeling that a decision has been made to sever whatever bond this was between you and that person. Just kind of guessing that. We have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Pentacles. My apologies. Nine of Cups is you over here. Totally different vibe. Nine of Pentacles with Death and the Five of Cups. Pain, a cycle's ending, and separation. We are breaking apart. On your side, you're trying to make the best of what you consider to be ultimately not the best situation, but hey, this is ultimately what is best for me. Okay. Got it. If that's where you stand, that's where you stand. We're trying to accept where we are and not just who we were. And what positions do we stand on? So it's our positionality in this reading for Aquarius and their one-to-ones. What is imperative to know for Aquarius and their one-to-one reads? For where you stand. Hierophant, the card of Taurus. So regardless, win, lose, or draw, this is actually the journey I'm embarking on right now. And that's why, again, there's such strong energy over here of forward intentionality and self-fulfillment. But the Page of Cups, and this is why I want to give you some credit, we're not just saying, oh, I'm totally happy about this outcome. Right? I'm not saying that you're resentful at all, Aquarius. Please do understand that. What I am saying is, for somebody who's assessed all of this, we're saying, listen, if this is the way it's got to go, then this is the way it's got to go. I'm going to sit here and do what is right, even if it's uncomfortable. On their side, Two of Cups. And they still want a bond with you. Okay. So we're having somebody, and I don't know how the rift started. Let's be abundantly clear about this, because this is not entirely clear to me right now. It probably will show up when we do more definition later. But right now, you're making the best of, I would assume, with this level of pain, you knew this person at least for a while, and you had a deeper bond or connection. And now, while you're trying to make the best of it, they're in a position of just such deep, sorrowful regret over why couldn't this work out between us. But your spiritual path, what you're trying to promise to yourself, is that we're not backing down on this. We have to accept this. Not what does happiness look like for me? What does it look like when that notion is fulfilled? Okay, tough, but we are standing in our power. We are standing on where we are and how we feel about this. Underneath it all, Lovers, card of Gemini. Okay, it's going to be one of those. Two people, once bonded together, now are going their separate ways. That's why I have it, at least in this initial. There's no other way I could really look at it. And the thing is, one person... Oh, I forgot to turn the AC off. Give me a second there, Aquarius. Because it was burning hot in this room earlier. Card readers are people too. Back to what I was saying. So, given that this is where it stands, you're over here trying to make the best and trying to understand every aspect of how we got here in this situation. On their end, there's a lot of pain and the wish of, why can't we be what we once were? Right? The thing is, you two aren't those same people anymore. And so it's not the notion of stagnancy that I see between you two, at least in the media. We're going to see down the middle in the bridge. But the notion of, while you're trying to come to whole acceptance of what this is, they're stuck trying to accept that this is separating or breaking apart right now. Okay, understood. Let's look down the middle. So why do I call it one-to-ones? You have one person over here looking at another person over there. 1-to-1. Right? We also have two separate people and what they share down the middle. 1, and 2. Right? What do we share in the middle? 1-to-1. Right? I try to make my formations very simplistic so that people can understand. That way it translates better. So in the bridging gap that lies between, show Aquarius the cards that they need to see, please, within their reading. will occupy the space that is held between you for Aquarius in this read, please? And down the middle, between these two, we hold Nine of Cups, an expression of endearment. Maybe this is the best way we can go right now. How so? Ace of Cups, the desire for new emotional fulfillment. How so? Hermit, the card of Virgo. Ten of Swords. I knew that card would pop out. Okay. Ten of Swords right there. So, looking down the middle, the bridge in between, let's call it for what it is, right? The emotional expression between you two, you don't want to leave on bad terms. At the bare minimum, that's what I'm seeing between both parties, right? You are trying to come to a stage of acceptance, not entirely happy, but trying to see, hey, what does fulfillment look like for me now? They are in the cycle of closure, which involves a painful separation, right? Both of you are separating. Let's be abundantly clear about this. There's a lot of carefulness here between you and whoever this person is, Aquarius, of acknowledging, I don't want to hurt you more than this has to be, but still it has to be, right? The reason I'm saying that is because there's the Hermit underneath that Nine of Cups, underneath that Eight of Cups, the Ace of Cups. My apologies, not the Eight of Cups, the Ace of Cups. And saying that I'm trying to come in the most emotionally vulnerable space that I can and say, this is still means a lot to me. I don't want you to hate me, etc., etc. That at the end of the day, I wish that this could have been better. But that Ten of Swords, and I had a feeling a card like this would pop out. There were some other cards I was looking for, but that was the main one. The Ten of Swords is the painful acceptance of basically a conclusion, right? Sharp, painful acceptance. Oftentimes characterized by somebody run through with a bunch of swords, but here is this depicted as a very sorrowful expression of somebody who has to carry the swords that point at them. Still holds the same exact value and meaning. That what we have to accept is that we're not who we once were. Regardless of how I can slice and dice or to roll it, my expression, my fulfillment, my everything still points to the fact that, yeah, I wish you could have been better. And to draw the Hermit, the card of Virgo during Virgo season, always good to draw the power card of that season, right? Here, I wish that things could have been better between us, but we had to accept this is who we are now, right? That Ten of Swords coming in so sharp of just saying, no, we don't have to be enemies, but we're just not who we once were. Probably that Lover's over there, right? Underneath it all, the Empress, the most productive and highest evolution of the self. We had a lot of dreams riding on whatever we could have been with this person. Let's be abundantly clear about that. There's also the notion of, okay, what is the best thing for you and I to do individually and also separately, right? The Empress represents, I don't like to get into like this hyper masculine or feminine dichotomy, but it does represent like productivity and fertility, right? The idea of production. What can I do? What's the best thing, the most productive thing that I can do right now? And here we're trying to make the best of whatever this Lover's dynamic once was, right? So sitting down your middle, I don't see two people who necessarily hate each other. I see two people who had to come to terms of, no, the best and healthiest thing that we can do right now is go our separate ways. And that doesn't mean we have to like it. That means we have to learn it, right? You're coming to that conclusion very slowly, Aquarius, but you're trying to see the upside to anger, right? I'm not saying everything is picture perfect, but what I am saying is that you're trying to make the best out of whatever this dynamic was. They are still in the process of all forms of separation from whatever you two were together. Okay, makes sense. Define deeper. What are the major arcana located here in this read? Define. We'll first look at, the Hierophant. That caught my attention first. So we're going to look at the Hierophant, the card of Taurus first. Why are we pursuing this as our spiritual and dedicated path? Define deeper. Major arcana for Aquarius in their read today. We look now to the Hierophant. here at the Hierophant, Three of Pentacles. And again, okay, so Three of Pentacles, a workable dynamic, oftentimes representing friendship and collaboration, right? At least in a one-to-one based reading. And that's what I'm saying. I don't see somebody who has vehement animosity towards this person just because you two separated. This is an Aquarius who I'm talking to where, no, we've dove into all possibilities. And while, yeah, we may not be lovers anymore, I still want you as a friend. I still value what we did together, what we built together. It still means something to me. I hope it does mean that to you. Let's go on their side to Death, the card of Scorpio. The Fool. And as one cycle closes, another one opens. Right, because they're still coming to acceptance of what is right now. Right, they are trying to separate in their own ways. Let's be abundantly clear about this, Aquarius. It is a painful process for them. You see it as it is unraveling within them. And simultaneously, they don't hate you either. They just have to accept, no, this is who we've become. And now I got to find what this looks like separately for me right now. Okay. And to that Hermit, the card of Virgo. Queen of Wands, the wanting to embrace better than whatever this is right now. The tools are within us. The findings even deeper. But we understand, hey, the best thing that we can do right now, if we mutually agree upon it, if this is what is best, we got to go for it. And right now, these are two people who are walking away from each other. Got it? Resolution. Real cards resolution for Aquarius in their read. What is held in space resolution for Aquarius in their read. Ooh, that was a major hiccup. Drank a lot of soda before I did this read. My bad. So this was held in resolution for Aquarius in their one-to-one read today. That's a break. That is a break. And I'm going to assume that's bad shuffling on my part. I don't want to immediately say, oh, we got to stop and call it for a reason. What are the cards that we need to see, please, in resolution for Aquarius in their one-to-one read today? Two, and give me a third. Okay. In resolution, what we hold is this. The Ace of Swords, your home element of air, Aquarius. And when we hold that truth in our hand, and nothing but that truth, what are we left to be and who are we left to be? Nice. So that, the King of Wands, I think that popped out earlier. Yeah, on your side, primarily. But the King of Wands, what's the best thing to do here? In spite of what we feel, in spite of what we know, what is the best thing to do right now? That is what I'm seeing as the overall theme here. Again, it's not necessarily animosity that I'm seeing. There is pain on both sides, but there's also the acknowledgement of, I just wish it could have been better between us. It's not hatred. It may not be love anymore, but it's also not hatred. Let me put it like that. Underneath it all, Page of Cups. You started out with that. So the Page of Cups, again, that's balancing a lot of emotionality, the core element of water, how deep does our river really run? That balances a lot of emotionality onto the page and asks, what is the deeper question here? You're trying to find happiness even amongst all the pain. Right. How we had so much water that was once located on the board and still trying to, flex that back and forth between you two, ultimately understanding, hey, this is where we are right now, and I got to accept that. And so what I see in your read today, Aquarius, there is definitely a separation between you and another party. This is one of those reads. On your side, you're saying, hey, I'm trying to look at this from the best angle possible. I don't want to hate you. I hope that we may not be good, but at least we're still good. Right? We may not be great, but at least we're still good in some way, shape, or form. So that's you on this side. On their side, accepting that this cycle is actually reaching a completion point and that it truly is over and that a new cycle is starting for them. And in between, again, the desire that maybe we could heal or make it different, but right now, this is just where we're at, going our separate ways. And so if we do respect each other for what we had between each other, wanting to venture on life together, lovers, card Gemini, then understanding the Empress, the most productive and highest versions of ourselves. If I'm truly saying I valued what this was and what we were, then I'm going to accept who we are now. And maybe that's why the Page of Cups, it keeps on coming out here of just saying, hey, I get it. I don't have to be happy with it, but I get it. So that's the read that I see for you today, Aquarius, in your one-to-one. Again, it's one of the tougher reads, but from what I'm seeing, you're still trying to end this on the best note possible between you and this other party. I hope this conversation helped, and please do take care, both of yourself and whatever pathway you're making forward. I'll see you around, okay?